Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We are so excited that you're here. I'm Nikki McCutchen. I will be one of your co-hosts this evening. I'm with Vicki Malad, and we are super excited about what we have to share with you. Today, we're doing something a little bit different, and it's always fun when we get to kind of switch things up a little bit. And we're going to talk about some specific patches tonight, and we'll probably try to do this so we can go through all of the different patches. So we have just information from our group on the different technologies and what we have access to. But before we get started, I'm just going to start with our medical disclaimer. All LifeWave products are not intended to treat, cure, diagnose, or prevent any dis-ease. If you are pregnant or nursing, please check with your preferred healthcare practitioner first. Or on any medications as well. Check with your healthcare practitioner as well. And with that, we're going to get started. Just know that Vicki and I, and neither one of us are doctors, so we also want you to check with your own doctor. We are just here for educational and informational purposes only. Vicki is placing some little charts that you can grab in the chat. So if you want to grab and copy those are just some really great information that Pastor Ed has put together for us on these two patches. We're going to talk about the Eon and Ice Wave, as well as the placement for the Eon patch. Vicki's going to talk a little bit about the different acupuncture points that are there and how those could potentially benefit you. So if you have something going on, then you may want to utilize that spot and see if that might be a really good spot for you. So with that, Vicki, I just wanted to bring you in. And if you just want to get started and share, let's start with the Eon patch and share what you would like to start with on that.
So the Eon patch is one of my favorite because I usually always start patching someone with the Eon patch. And there's so many different benefits to this patch. It's known as the happy patch. And that's probably because it balances your moods, which I can definitely relate to. It reduces inflammation. It reduces stress in the body, and allows for your lifestyle to be more active, so you can reduce strain and tension in the body. It unblocks negative energy. It gives you more mobility. And a fun fact about the Eon patch, it used to be called X15.
Oh, yes. I love that. So why was it called X15?
That's a good question, because I was thinking that I'm like, I have to ask Lorenzo, or actually David Schmidt.
I'm pretty sure it's because it was the 15th patch that he actually created. So even though that's not how it was designed in the line of LifeWave, it was actually the 15th patch that he was created. So yeah, Pastor Ed's saying correct. So yeah, which is like X39 is the 39th patch. We don't have 39 patches, but I think it's pretty cool that we know our inventor and founder is constantly working and constantly developing. And so who knows, as some of those other things may eventually get released for one reason or the other, or approval, or however it works. But I just think it's fascinating. So very cool. Yeah. So it just to dive a little bit deeper into, the different things that the Eon patch. So those little charts are super easy. But for those of you who like to kind of geek out on the sciencey stuff, like I do, I'm just going to go a little bit deeper for you. So but also just know, something again, super easy is most people carry stress in their neck and shoulders. And so that's, Vicki's going to talk about that GV14 or C7 on the back of the neck, why that's a great spot for a lot of people to use. But just to dive, so it's clinically proven to improve cellular organ function and the autonomic nervous system. So when you look deeper into that, several of the things, are on our list, what Vicki talked about. It also supports liver function. It reduces adrenal fatigue, reduces strain and tension, which Vicki did say, supports cognition and memory. It enhances a precursor to dopamine. It enhances positive mood, which Vicki talked about, supports balanced emotions. It supports heavy metal chelation. Okay, so this is really key, because what you need to know with this is that means it's supporting your body's ability to detox. Chelation is the ability to detoxify heavy metals in the body. And I'm going to talk about something in a little bit that will go a little bit deeper into that so you can understand that. But it's fantastic because it's another way that our body is being supported to detoxify properly. So if you were on our call last week, we talked about the importance of embracing detoxification, how this is a natural body process that we all need to be excited about, our body's ability to do that, because we are constantly assaulted with toxins. And so it's so important that that part of our body is working properly. And so you're getting two different areas of support with the way that our technologies are working together. And so the Eon patch does support heavy metal chelation. It supports free radical absorption. It increases glutamate for GABA, which is in the brain. Increases cysteine for keratin. It increases L-DOPA for motivation, increases serin for stress reduction, increases glutamine for immune health, and increases proline for calming. So when I'm looking over this list that I just read to you, that's like the stuff that Vicki talked about and what I just read, that's like 17 different things in the body. So let's just say, if we're going to break that down for a second, I would think that to do that, and even like supplementation that I have looked at, that would be like 10 different supplements that you would take that would support all these different things. And even like from the aspect of positive mood and balancing emotions, there's all kinds of herbs and things that you can take as well to balance those things out. So I'm probably being a little bit conservative when I'm saying 10, because a lot of times some of those can be combined together, but sometimes a lot of them are not. And so, I mean, you could take a lot of supplementation in order to support your body in all these different ways that we are getting in one simple patch. As well as when you think of all the areas that I talked about or that I mentioned, so many of those areas are also for the brain. So think of all the different conditions, illnesses, whatever, that our brain, things going on, that this patch is also supporting. So most of the time when we talk or think about Eon, we are thinking about pain and inflammation reduction, because that's standard. Just know with any of our patch technology, you are getting so much more support for the body. It is truly remarkable and jaw-dropping.
Mhm.
You want to add anything else, Vicki?
No, just that you touched base on some of the other things that I was going to, like what it helps with. And it is amazing because, like you said, you have to take many different forms to actually support what you want to do in the body. Whereas we can just take the Eon patch and put it on the body. It just works so much better. It's easier.
It's so much easier, yes, than all the bottles, all the things, making sure you're getting everything taken. Absolutely. Yeah. So this peptide that it's activating in the liver is called phenylacetylglutamine. So you don't ever have to remember that or know that. You can just know that it's supporting inflammation in the body. But just again, to dive a little bit deeper, that's the peptide that's actually being supported. And one thing that I also love is because we have an inventor and founder, it's really one of the main reasons I love our company so much, is because in our inventor and founder, David Schmidt, he is studying what's out there in nature, what animals, what insects, the way our bodies are designed. He is looking at the infinite creation, that the creator of the universe, God Almighty, the way that he has designed things. He is studying those things to then decide how to support our body. And he's looking at all of that together, which is why we get this amazing technology that does so many things, because God put these peptides in us that do so many things. And so when we are looking at what God has done, we have true blessing in what we end up getting through the company of LifeWave. It's truly phenomenal. So what he was studying, he was working with a scientist who was studying and looking at queen bees, and why these queen bees lived longer. Why were they living longer than the other bees? And so they were consuming royal jelly. They were the only ones consuming royal jelly. Well, this peptide, phenylacetylglutamine, is in royal jelly. So we are getting basically 30 cups of royal jelly when we're utilizing the Eon patch, which is why it helps our longevity as well. And just like everything else in the body and everything else that we talk about every week, this peptide decreases with age. So when that peptide is now supported, now we have the ability to really, my goal is always, however many years the good Lord leaves me here on this earth, I want to live them to the fullest without having to deal with so many of the things that I've seen my dad, my grandparents deal with, and truly just have vitality and love for daily life because I feel good. And so that is what I love so much as well, is it's giving us the ability to do that through this technology. Anything else you want to add?
I love that. And, just to try to live your best life can be challenging these days, but not anymore because we have this simple little technology. So, I
Mm.
mean, you just place the patch on and do what you should be doing. Obviously, you should be drinking good quality water, get your electrolytes in, getting good nutritious food, exercise, great sleep. Like, those are all the pillars of good health.
Absolutely. And this patch also, you can wear at night, not just during the day, but you can wear at night because it can help to activate sleep as well and help that because you're reducing inflammation. So a lot of people really enjoy wearing it at night as well.
So did you want to discuss the acupressure points
Yeah,
that
let's do it.
that are suggested? Now, the let's see, this little brochure comes in the mail with every sleeve of patches. When you purchase it, it gives you the placement of each patch. You can place it on, start with the first one, second one, however you'd like to wear it. And what I always like to start with the back of the neck, which is the C7. So this one here obviously helps with overall health. This one helps with, let me see, it helps rid the body of toxins. It helps your liver to detoxify, overall energy circulation. This pressure point is actually really good for infections and fevers. Let's see, neck and back pain. Obviously, it's great for pain. It helps strengthen the immune system. And you can wear it on these spots, but you can also wear it anywhere on the body.
Mhm.
So I have done that many different times. Another fun thing I like to share is that for this time of year with allergies. So just last week I had this episode where everything just started to get clogged on me, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, no, I haven't felt allergies in probably 3, 4 years." So I took an Eon and I placed it right on my forehead, and I started to like drain immediately, like everything just opened up and cleared up. And I have placed it under here before because it helps with the drainage in the back. So that's good to know for sinuses. And you can also place the ice wave on the cheeks with the sinuses or allergies. So that's helpful. Like my husband wears that at nighttime when he gets those sneezing episodes. Yeah, and it's really good because you're on the right track when you are dealing with a lot of pain and you start with the Eon first because it immediately, like I just notice people when I patch them and immediately their shoulders just drop.
Mhm.
You notice the sense and the calm and the stress has like, subsided. So
Absolutely.
it's actually a very powerful acupressure point.
Yeah.
The next point is I'm sorry, did you want to say something?
So I was just going to add, so anytime, when you're talking about when you patch people and you see the shoulders, like, because you can physically see pain on people, like you can see that they're in pain, that they don't feel good. And then when that starts to leave, it is amazing. The lifting in their face, the change in their eyes. It's truly just phenomenal. And I do the same thing as you, only most of the time, like and I don't really have allergies, but this year I feel like whatever the pollen or whatever is weird. It's just different. And so I wear 3 Eon, one here and two on each side. So because mine doesn't necessarily usually have to do with pain. So I don't use the ice wave in that way. But yeah, if you have pain in your sinuses or something, the ice wave and Eon here is fantastic. And yeah, usually a few nights of that, of sleeping in that, and helps tremendously.
It does, it definitely does. Makes a world of difference, that's for sure.
Yes.
So the next pressure point that is shared in the brochure is the C7, no, the CV7, I'm sorry. below the belly button. And this is for overall health, reproductive system, and lower abdomen issues. It's also very good for menstrual cycles, ladies. So this acupressure point, 2 fingers below the belly button, that will help if someone has cramps or just a lot of pain. And I've actually stuck the Eon below the belly button and then the ice wave, the tan on the left ovary and the white on the right ovary when there is a lot of like cramping and stuff. And it really, really makes a big difference.
Yeah. And that placement is also good if you have like the monkey mind at night to where you can't shut down, like your brain won't shut down. That's a great placement to help, at night to just bring your brain into calm. You wouldn't necessarily think that it was below the belly button, but yeah, helps with the monkey mind. So,
The monkey mind and the gut are connected.
yes, that's right. That's exactly right. Yes. Hmm.
Okay, let's talk about the large intestines 4, and that is the one on the hand, which is where I wear mine. So this one is good for pain management. It's also a great place to patch for headaches. I've placed ice weight there before if I felt like a headache coming on. It increases energy flow to the face and head region. So I think that's actually good to know because if you're patching someone for a headache, it's good to know those pressure points. So, sticking an Eon here or an ice wave, one on each hand in those spots is very helpful.
Absolutely. And that's a great spot for anxiety too. So if anybody's struggling with anxiety during the day, or, you struggle with it because you have a big meeting or, whatever, your child or something's going on, that's a great spot to be able to try to help with anxiety. So just know that as well.
Yes, it is very good for that. And then the next one is kidney 3, and this one is on the inner part of the ankle. So that is called kidney 3. And this strengthens the vitality of kidney imbalance. So that one is very powerful. I actually used that and I did the detox, the past couple days. And that I noticed a big difference because, we get up, we have our routine and we place patches on and we go about our day. But then, when things go off, I'm just like, that's kind of different. So I decided to do a detox and the energy through the roof, through the roof. I mean, I had so much energy and you would never have known I was detoxing. So I just enjoy it. Because I can still do my everyday, duties and detox at the same time.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I love on my cycle, those points below the ankle like that right there, those get painful on me. And so I will wear just different patches. It might be SP6 on my left and Eon or glutathione or whatever on my right. But yeah, those so I will do that monthly as well when those seem to be painful there. So another option.
Thing to remember is if you are experiencing pain in a certain acupressure point, it's okay to put a patch there because that means that it's irritated. It's your body's telling you something. So it could be an issue that's just arising. You don't necessarily feel it, but you know that the pressure point is sore. So I'll just place like the Eon. It's the best patch to put on there. So calm it
Absolutely.
down.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay, and then we have, let me see, did I get those? Yes, I did.
Liver
Okay, the
three. Did you
last one
do?
is, I'm sorry.
No, liver 3. Yeah.
Yes, liver 3. So this is the liver meridian, and when you place the Eon patch on your body, immediately your liver will start to detoxify. And that's what Nikki was sharing with us, all the information, all the peptides that get activated by this amazing patch, the royal jelly, sign me up for all these benefits because I need them. Check, 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 check. But
Absolutely.
the liver meridian is great for obviously liver support. It's great for most emotional support. It calms your mind. So that I like to wear my silent night on liver 3 in the evening. That makes sense. It improves digestion and it improves sleep and it also helps with vision. So I would have never thought that one would have helped with vision, but it's good to
Right.
know these things, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And also just thinking about anybody that has any kind of, mental things going on, mental disorders or conditions, anxiety, depression, any of that kind of stuff. The fact that that also helps with the gut and the brain at the same time, that's a great spot. And just, knowing that as well, the support that you truly can have from this technology, even with any type of mood disorder or anxiety, depression issues. It really is going to help with all of that as well. And I'm going to go into a little bit more of the science in a minute as to why that makes a big difference for when you're dealing with mental things going on with people. Just know anything going on mentally with someone is no different than if they had a broken bone. It's just that you can't see it, but it's the same as the inability to walk because your leg is broke. There's something there that's broke that has a biologic backing to it that needs support biologically and physiologically that needs support. It's not just when it's written off as they whatever you want to write it off as, that's just not the case. It is truly a physical issue that's going on in the body that needs support. There's probably a gut issue along with a brain issue. The gut is the second brain. And so needing the support from both of those areas to figure out physically what's happening there, and that needs to be supported and fixed so that they can overcome whatever's going on with them mentally.
Yes, I agree. And I have actually seen this help with kids that are on the spectrum.
Mhm.
So it's very helpful because they have a hard time calming themselves down. So a lot of times it's sensory overload. They have a hard time sleeping in the evening. So the Silent Night and the Eon patch works great for them. So yeah, I mean, I just feel like this technology is just amazing. When you want to
Yes.
accomplish something, you just got to check and see what tools you have.
That's exactly right. Yeah. And the biggest thing is that we gave you lots of information about spots and all those things. But like Vicky did mention, it just put it on the body. Like it's going to activate that peptide in the liver. Just get it on the body. So you don't have to know all of these things. Just know these are all the things that are being supported by the patch. If you want to dive deeper, then yes, that's what's cool is that this technology is truly so intelligent and so scientific, and there's so much backing to it that really, when you dive in, there's a lot of other things that you could utilize with this technology if you so wanted to, but it is as easy as just putting the patch on your body. Any spot will do. So that's what's amazing. Yeah.
Right. The
Yeah.
easiest part is putting it on the body.
That's right. That's exactly right. Yes. So if we dive a little bit deeper into what this peptide actually does, it elevates an antioxidant called SOD, which stands for superoxide dismutase. And that works hand in hand with glutathione and your detoxification pathways in the body. So you're getting these two different supports in the glutathione pathway, and the SOD, the SOD pathway, the SOD2 pathway is what does that in your DNA. So you can measure this. It can be measured in your DNA, and your DNA test will tell you whether it works well or not. And it directly affects your body's ability to detoxify. So if this pathway is not working properly, then it's very important that you incorporate sweating into your daily life somehow. So exercising, sauna, working out in the yard, even sunbathing, whatever's going to cause you to sweat, is going to be very key to helping to support that pathway if it doesn't work right in your body. And then, of course, we also have this amazing technology. I'm still always going to encourage exercise and sweating because that is needed for all of us. It's going to help us detoxify better. We're constantly assaulted with toxins. So it's super key in helping with all of that. But through testing, what's so cool is we can see that this technology brings your autonomic nervous system back into balance literally within seconds. I see this all the time in working with the healthcare practitioners that I work with that have scanners, and they're able to place that on the body, and immediately you see the autonomic nervous system across the body in all the organs and how it begins to balance different organs across the body. It's truly phenomenal. So, what we're talking about is balance between the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest system in the body, and the sympathetic nervous system, which is the fight or flight. So, the Eon patch begins to bring these two back into balance instantaneous with use. This is also where cortisol comes into play. With the elevation of cortisol in the body, we're unable to access the parasympathetic nervous system, therefore, elevating that sympathetic nervous system, and the rest and digest will not turn on. And that is what the parasympathetic nervous system has to be active in order for our body's ability to be able to heal itself. This is key. So the use of this patch is allowing your body to come back into balance and do what it was designed to do, which we were designed to heal. We were created to heal. Our bodies are designed to heal themselves. So in supporting that infinite design, we have what we need to allow our bodies to go into that parasympathetic state so that it can be placed in a place to where it can regenerate and heal itself. So when these things are taking place, inflammation, the parasympathetic gets active, inflammation begins to come down, and your body also has the ability to reserve stores of antioxidants to be used as needed. That SOD2 pathway, that's what it does as well. It's able to then reserve those antioxidants so that you can use them as needed. When you're constantly in sympathetic state, it is just pulling those like crazy. And it's often why our vitamins, minerals, we get depleted because we're constantly living in this sympathetic state where we're always in fight or flight. And so those are constantly in depletion. And so we're trying, a lot of us might be trying through supplementation to bring those back up. But again, that's an exogenous source. So what you have to remember, anytime you ingest something, it goes through this entire transport chain of being ingested, of being transported, and then needing to be absorbed by the cell. At any place in that chain, that can be broken down in your body. There can be a problem in that chain, and you will not be able to utilize that nutrient fully. So when we are activating what's internal, that internal activation of our body is always going to be far superior to taking anything exogenously. So that's super important to, again, understand how amazing this technology is and what it's doing. So you're not wasting your money. Like in vitamins, we have no idea if we're wasting our money or not. Like if you're not testing, going through all the testing to test all the different points in those pathways to know if that vitamin is actually getting to where it needs to go and being absorbed so that your body can utilize it as well. So that's another portion. Whereas this patch you put on, it supports the body's ability to do all that naturally. So truly phenomenal. So ultimately, this patch can be considered a broad spectrum anti-inflammatory, and it's taking place through the body's own innate ability to heal itself, which is so cool. So another thing that you may, when you're thinking about your doctor and talking to your doctor, they're going to bring up a term called C-reactive protein. So most of you know that if you're running blood tests and testing your blood and those inflammation markers. So if that's high, that C-reactive protein is not, it is struggling because that's high. So the Eon patch, by turning on that peptide working properly, now C-reactive protein is also supported properly in the body the way that it was designed to as well. So if we go back to just practical steps again, you can place the Eon, or like, let's say you place the X39 on the back of the neck. And let's just talk about those two together just real quick. The peptide that the GHKCU turns on stem cells so that they will operate optimally. In your body, what happens is that stem cells are eaten by inflammation. So let's say you have a shoulder problem. Your body's going to stem cells are attracted to inflammation in the shoulder, but inflammation eats up stem cells. So as they're going, they're getting eaten up. But if you combine the X39 and the Eon together, our dynamic duo, now your body has the ability to reduce that inflammation. And as the body sends the regenerative cells to the shoulder, you have the biggest bang for your buck. You have the most production of ability to regenerate as quickly as the body so deems necessary in that area because you're combining the two together. So So it's really phenomenal. So you can wear the X39 on the back of the neck. You can place the Eon right on the shoulder if that's where your injury is, wherever your injury might be, or you can swap them. A lot of times when I'm working in doctor's offices, I will put the Eon on the back of the neck because of that nerve bundle that's there. I'll place the X39 on the point of pain, and then I will utilize the ice wave to bring that pain down any further. But you can do those, you can swap those out to find out what works best for you. And that's what's best, is that you all take ownership of your health. There is no one that will care more about you and your health than yourself. So it's so important that you take ownership of your own health, and figure out what's working best for you, figure out what's going on with your body, and how these patches are going to work best for you as well. The only one who can decide that is always you. You are going to be the best decision maker in that way. And the more you take ownership of yourself, your health yourself, the more you are not going to fall for things that do not make sense. You will ask more questions. You will be more observant. You won't just end up getting into situations to where maybe this is not going to be the best decision for you, because you are not just allowing someone else to make the decisions for you.
Yeah, that's very key, because for many years I struggled with health challenges and just going back and forth to the doctors, and it was just like I trusted them and I wanted them to help me. And I was in a worse state years and years later, many surgeries later. And, God just brought this into my life at the perfect timing, I have to say. So it is a
Absolutely.
godsend. And did you know that the Eon was created because David was working with Suzanne Summers?
Yes. Yes. So go
Yes.
ahead and share that.
Rest her
Yeah.
soul. Yeah. So David Schmidt was really good friends with Suzanne Summers, and she had asked David, "So why don't you invent a patch that helps with inflammation?" And he created the Eon because Suzanne Summers had suggested it. So yeah, and she was fighting for many years, and she was such an inspiration to so many of us. So she's such a positive, figure. Just you always saw her. She was always smiling, always happy, bubbly, and towards the end, I didn't even know, when I heard that she had passed away. And I'm like, what? What?
Right.
She just, she carried herself very, very well.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Um, I forgot what I was going to say about that. But yes, truly, yeah, I know what it was. She was a pioneer in the health space, in the natural health space, for, again, advocating for yourself, asking questions, diving into research to understand how to support the body versus always taking something with a list of side effects. So she truly was a pioneer in the health space in that way. Yes, Pastor Ed's making a great comment. We have our deep dive on patchtheway.com. So you have to scroll down a ways. There will be a little blue button that says deep dive. If you hit that, you can do a connect with David Schmidt. There's an hour-long video on there about the Eon. There's also the placement that Vicki talked about. Those are all there. And then links to all the clinical studies as well. So definitely go on patchtheway.com. Let me see here. Y'all are so sweet. Thank you so much. Any other things you want to add, Vicki?
I was just trying to think if there's
Oh, Ice
something.
Wave. Yeah, you want to talk about Ice
Yes.
Wave?
Yeah, actually. So obviously when you're patching someone for pain, you want to use the pain patch.
Yes.
And that is our Ice Wave, which I don't have here with me. It's a two-patch system. So one is tan and one is white. The tan one always goes on the left side of the body, and the white always goes on the right. So I think it's backwards.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah,
Because
whatever.
I'm on the
You guys
screen.
remember, just remember the rhyme. White
White
right,
right.
tan left.
That's right.
White right.
Yeah.
Yes.
White right. So yeah, when you're patching someone for pain to start, thank you. My husband just brought me this wave. So we have, yeah, here we go. Okay, I'm just going to show you the patches. See, I have to switch these on the screen. Okay.
All right. You're good. There you go. You found it. You
Okay.
found it.
So yes, the tan goes on the left. Whoops.
You're all right.
Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
They saw
Tan
it.
left, white right. White right. Just remember how it rhymes. But yes, it's a two-patch system. And what you want to do is place the tan the tan patch on the point of pain. So I usually say when I'm patching someone, if you can take one finger and point to where it hurts the most, could you show me? And then when they place their finger there, that's where I place the tan ice wave.
Mhm.
And then you work the white one around it like the clock method. So you want to start at 12 o'clock and give it a couple seconds. I usually have them drink a couple sips of water, and just talk to them throughout, then ask them if it's reduced any. And if it hasn't, then you can take it and move it to 3 o'clock. Do the same, have them drink some water, just keep talking. And this only takes about 10 seconds. And then if it doesn't, move it to 6 o'clock. Let me bring it up. 6 o'clock, have them drink some more water. And usually, a lot of times with pain, a lot of people are chronically dehydrated. So
Mm.
that it really is a hard thing to deal with, especially when people love their coffee, their soda pops, and things like that, and they don't like to drink water. But if they want to get rid of their pain, they're going to do whatever they have to. So drinking water is key for this technology to work. So, and then if it doesn't work at 6 o'clock, just take it to the 9 o'clock and then see which spot works best. Whichever one relieves most pain, you just peel the backs off the white and place it there. Now, I like to do it maybe 2 or 3 fingers apart from each other. So give it a little space in between. And yeah, Ice Wave is amazing. This helped me several years with lots of pain and surgeries that I've had, like my torn bicep. So I walked around for 5 weeks and I didn't even know it was torn. We had gone to Dallas for the convention and I had gotten my MRI the night before we left, and the results were in the next day. And I didn't want to read the results until I got back home. Because I didn't want to ruin the day, the time there. I was just like, yeah, it's what I know. Yeah, it's fine. I had all my patches. I was happy. It was good. And then I got back and I found out that it was torn. And I was like, okay. So now reality set in. And thankfully, I had all this technology because my arm, I mean, I just placed it all over the cast when I had the cast on. When it was removed, there was, I mean, hardly any swelling at all. Maybe just a minimal spot up here by the elbow, and then a tiny bruise that you could hardly see. It was just a little yellow spot. That was it. But other than that, like the nerve damage was there, but there was like no swelling, and that has pretty much fully recovered. So I'm just thankful for this technology because without it, the nerve regeneration that hurts. And it takes long. When you don't have the support that your body needs, it takes so much longer. So I was feeling the pain the other day for something, and I said, "Oh, it's regenerating."
Yes,
I'm just going to
absolutely.
keep speaking life over it.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, yes, it's truly amazing. Yeah. And just know if you have crossbody pain, so across your lower back, again, white right, tan left. It doesn't have, you don't have to pick a spot of pain. You can do anything crossbody like that. You can also just do it even if you have, a pain in your shoulder. You can still do white right on one shoulder and tan left on the other. If you have full body pain, then you want to use the spots on the bottom of your feet. Look up the K1 spot on the internet. It will show you then where that is. Again, white right, tan left, moves the pain, breaks that pain frequency throughout the body. And that helps a lot of people too. Try to reduce your coffee drinking if you're in a lot of pain, or drink a whole lot more water. The mornings are really hard sometimes because you just have coffee and not water. So that's hard to patch people when they've just had coffee and not water. So definitely drinking that water at minimum half your body weight in ounces. Start early in the day, even taking a great big gulp every 15 minutes, just throughout the day, so that you're not having to drink at night. So you're not having to get up and go to the bathroom. Plus, that's going to balance the water in your system versus drinking a whole bunch at once. So 15 minutes just throughout the day, a big gulp, even, every 30 minutes, just trying to get all of that water in. So those are some great things
Another tip to share with you all is when I'm patching someone for pain and they love their coffee, so they've had coffee, you know that. I like to add glutathione because it helps rid their body of the acid. So it does move the energy better.
That's
Okay, and
phenomenal.
then
Yes. Yeah, grab that, Pastor. I just put the 1, 2, 3 system in the chat there for you. So that's Eon on the back of the neck using ice wave, white right, tan left, then placing X39 on top of the tan patch, wherever that is, or moving to the K1 spots on the bottom of the feet. So it's a fabulous little, quick little flyer for anybody who needs that. So anything last to add, Vicki?
No, I was actually looking to see if I could post the 1, 2, 3, and never mind.
Oh, Pastor Ed did it. Pastor, oh, you were just doing the
Oh,
picture. Okay,
all
perfect.
right,
Yeah.
Pastor Ed.
Yeah.
Yay! You were reading my mind. I was looking
Teamwork,
for it.
teamwork. That's right.
Teamwork
That's
makes the dream
awesome.
work.
Yes, that's exactly right. Yes. So yeah, so if you all want to stay on, we will stay and answer questions. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. But so just stay on if you have questions, and we'll take your questions. But so with that, we pray blessing over each and every one of you. Good night, everyone.
Good night. God bless.
God bless.
Great job.